Now, your Alaska Link weather for Juneau and Southeast.
Well, we are just a little over halfway through the month of March, and as we look at our summary, we're near seasonal, especially when you take a look at that temperature and precipitation, as we're slightly below normal temperature-wise, but precipitation is just a touch above normal. Now, we do lack in the snowfall department, but this time of the year, that can just be our trend when we see some of these warmer systems really stick around and lead to us dealing with mostly rain events. Now, it's still possible to get some cooler temperatures and maybe see some more snow on the ground, but for the time being, we're actually going to be heading into some pretty quiet weather. Now, there is still some little hints of some precipitation out there, but we are heading into some drier conditions. We also have some pretty light winds overnight as we are dropping down towards that freezing mark. So with some moisture that is lingering, there is some signal as we'll start off our Tuesday with some areas of some of that patchy fog, and still with some cooler surfaces in some spots that could create some slick surfaces. So always keep yourself wary. But we'll note that as we head into our Tuesday, we are going to be dealing with some clearing skies, and not only clearing out those skies, but keeping that sunshine in our forecast as well for the remaining week ahead. We'll pair it up with some seasonable temperatures, if anything, maybe trending a few degrees cooler than normal at times, but generally still trying to extend our high temperatures into the 40s here as we roll through this week and into the weekend, as we are going to be staying under a pretty steady weather pattern with a high pressure system holding across the region. So with that high pressure system, we will have those skies that will be clearing out again, a little bit of some low level cloud cover and some fog cover to start off the day, but that sunshine should be able to break that up, and we'll be looking at a seasonable high there as we'll climb into those lower 40s with that sunshine. So note that we have some light winds there. Again, an average high sits just around about 40 degrees. So again, pretty seasonable there for us to be able to climb into those 40s. We also note that tomorrow is our first day of spring. Now, we are already over 12 hours of daylight, but what we note is that with the signal of the spring equinox, it means that that sun is going to continue to work its way into the northern hemisphere, bringing us into those summer months. Now, we are at 12 hours and 11 minutes of daylight. We have just before a 7 a.m. sunrise and a 7:11 sunset. We're still gaining over 5 minutes per day, as this is that time of the year where we're gaining the most daylight per day, but we do continue to gain daylight still until June, and then that's when we start that downward slide of how much daylight is on the board. But still plenty of weeks a month before we get to that point. So let's enjoy what's going to be a pretty pleasant March week here. Again, sunshine will be around at least by the end of the day, allowing for much of the panhandle to climb into those 40s. Haines there just around 39 degrees. Wednesday is going to continue more of that sunshine there, maybe even a few 50s there for the southern panhandle. Yakutat around 42 degrees, Petersburg around 47. And then it is going to be really a broken record weather pattern that we'll be talking about here. That's going to take us into that weekend forecast. Small little touch back there into those upper 30s, but not too bad for this time of the year, especially if we can keep that sunshine and may see some changes next week.